Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are we doing? How are we feeling? We are live for the Liverpool versus Manchester United preview, and it's been a great week. Long time no see. The last time we were together was Tuesday. Of course, we don't go live on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and a lot has happened the last 2 days. We haven't been online from the sad news of the passing of one of our true Kenyan legends, Raila Odinga, Honorable Raila Odinga, our former Prime Minister. It's quite sad. He was one of the most influential Kenyans, not only locally but also globally. And we pass our condolences to the friends and family of Honorable Raila Odinga. And all we can do is to thank him for the good job he's done for us, as well as pray that his family, his friends do find peace, that God may give them peace. So it was sad. It is sad. We always want to keep the people we know, the people we appreciate for the longest time we can, but unfortunately it was the Lord's time and he had to be with him. So we send our deepest condolences to the followers, to the family, friends of Honorable Raila Odinga. Today we are going to do the match preview. Liverpool versus United, a big match that is coming on Sunday. So today we are going to do the preview today. We are going to do the preview today because there is a possibility I might not be online tomorrow. I'm traveling to Shags, so I might not be online tomorrow, so it's safe to do the preview today. So get involved in the chat. Thanks for everyone who has joined. I'm seeing SKD, one of the UKG squad legends, is already here with us. I'm seeing Anthony Rambo, Karibu Sana, Logan, Lynn, all of you who are joining, and everyone who's joining. Feel at home, feel free, contribute on the chat in case you have a question. Please do. And as usual, we go through the team news first. Then we look at the predicted lineups, as well as I give my prediction in terms of the scores. And after the show or after that preview, we get to look at the team news if there is any other news related to Man United, as well as we just have a chat. We just have a chat. I read out the comments. In case you have a question, we do answer. This is a United community. Manchester United fan-loving community. So, get involved in the chat as usual. Though I mentioned that there has been a lot that has been going on over the past week. A lot of news regarding the Saudi or UAE takeover. It seems that it might happen, it might not happen at the same time. So it's really tricky to say. And I don't know why my graphic on TikTok is showing 0 followers. No, we don't have 0 followers. We have a lot more. So I might just hide it. Let me just hide it, because it's giving the wrong info. So we are going to play after a very long international break against a big side away. One of the biggest rivals we have. The biggest rival we have in England. Of course, in Kenya, in Africa, the Liverpool versus United game is not so big, because for us in Kenya specifically, for example, the Arsenal United game is usually the biggest one, because of course there are a lot of Arsenal and Manchester United fans in Kenya as well as in Africa. But anyone who follows United know that Liverpool are our biggest rival. We're always comparing ourselves with them. 20 titles each. Liverpool have 52 trophies. United have 47. So a big debate usually comes up, which is the biggest side, which is the biggest club in England. It is debatable. When you go to trophies, of course, Liverpool at the moment have more. When you go to Premier League titles, well, we know it's pretty much the same. And when it comes to now, in terms of following, United are the biggest club. They are covered more. If the media don't call out United name in one of their segments, they won't get viewers. If the journalists don't mention United in their papers, or don't at least have an article about United, they won't sell their papers. They won't get views. But that's not the discussion of the day. I'm already seeing questions coming in. Let me address them before we go for the match preview or to the match preview. When is Martinez coming back? It is not yet known. The tentative date that is going around on the news, we look at the United website about Martinez news, it's December. It's December. So the news are stating that he will be available in the second half of the season. Similar to Cold Kingsley. And Anthony Rambo, thanks. I think it's the first time I'm seeing you on the live as well as the chat section. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but it's always good. You're the first chat of the day. Yeah, well done. Karibu. Yeah, so Anthony as well as Cold Kingsley. Martinez, it's most probably December there. That's where he might get some match time, because as at now, he's not yet training with the team. Earlier this week, there were reports that he would train with the team on the pitch, but no. He recently came back from the knee injury. He started training on the grass. The videos I've watched of the team training, I haven't seen him. As well as a couple of players. I didn't see a couple of players when it came to the training videos. Although I did see Shialesi. Shialesi is one of the most highly rated youngsters at the club, and he was training with the first team. And it's always good to see academy graduates coming and training with the first team. Yeah, so let's start with the team news. Amorim, of course, as tradition, as the United manager or as the United head coach, we've always seen the head coach or manager having his interviews on Fridays. That's when they usually have the interviews. Whether the game is on Saturday, on Sunday, or Monday, they usually have the interviews on Friday afternoons. And Amorim was asked a couple of questions. Of course, usually the main press conference, and then the embargoed section. So the embargoed section is where you get to see, for example, he's asked about his views about Jim Radcliffe coming out and saying that he's going to be given more time. That usually does not happen in the main section of the press conference. It usually happens in the embargoed question. The embargoed section, that's where some of these questions we get to hear the journalist ask, and as well as Amorim respond. But the main part is usually all about the game, about the availability of players, about the preparedness of the team, whether there are any injuries, and all that. So just making sure that I have the screen live here so that I show you or we go through the team news. So Mazraoui and Martinez are not available for the game. So Amorim was asked about Licha and Mazraoui. So Licha is near, but almost returning to trainings with the team. So that's news about Lisandro Martinez. So he's near, but he hasn't trained with the team yet. So if we look at the timelines, as Cold Kingsley has said in the comment section that he might come in November. Probably the team training will come in November. And full training, or at least getting to see him on the bench, is around December there. Earlier reports had stated December as the tentative date. And one thing we've seen so far with Amorim, we've seen with the medical staff, the physios at the club, they are not rushing anyone to get back to training. They are not rushing players. Sorry, I'm distracted because my dog was barking. Sorry. So they are not rushing players from injury. Previously, we saw under Ten Hag that the moment a player is declared fit, they immediately come back to the squad. They start playing. They don't even finish a game. We get more injuries. But with Amorim, with new medical staff, with the physios at the club, they are saying, well, yeah, you are fit, but we can't risk you. And a knee injury, it's quite serious. It can be a recurring injury. It's similar to an ACL or a hamstring. There are injuries that you need to see full recovery from players before you actually decide to play them. So Licha is near, almost returning to trainings with the team. in case you are on TikTok and you can't be able to read what I'm displaying, feel free to jump onto YouTube. You're also showing the same screen on YouTube. You can head over there. The link is in the description on the profile. Yeah, you can click on that link. You're taken to YouTube, and also subscribe. We are at 106 subscribers now, and we are on the road to 500 subscribers. So Mazraoui, when he was asked about Mazraoui, he said, I don't know. The rest of the guys, the national team players, they are ready. But if you saw the games, some players play in Japan, so we need to be careful to give more time. So there are players that did not train with the team, were given more time to rest. An example is Bruno. Another example is Casemiro. Another example is Ahmad. They were given more time to rest based on the distances they traveled during the international game, as well as where the fixtures were placed. So some players played on Wednesday. I believe Ahmad played versus Kenya on Wednesday, and he had a good game. He gave an assist and scored a goal. So as a United fan and a Kenyan, you're like, do you smile or be happy because Ahmad assisted and scored, or do you cry because Kenya lost? So it's more of a dilemma. So I think we sit just on the fence because Ahmad scored, assisted, Kenya lost. So you laugh and cry at the same time. Now, coming back to the discussion about the team news is, of course, we've seen Licha and Mazraoui are not available. And then he said that Dalot did not play the last game with Portugal, so he was here yesterday. That was Thursday. Bruno played 62 minutes. We gave him one more day to recover. Then he added and said, we'll try to balance everything. We try to balance everything to have everyone ready. But they are ready. The guys are returning from national teams. They are ready to play. So there is a chance we will see Casemiro playing. We will see Ahmad playing. I'm going to go through my predicted lineup, and feel free to post your predicted lineup on the comment section so that we have a look. Dalot is there. I have a feeling that Dalot is going to play ahead of Dogu in that game. So Amorim said they will try to balance everything with everyone. So it's expected that some of the players might start on the bench. For example, like Cunha might start on the bench. And Mason Mount, who was with the team, he did not go to the international break, will start. And when it comes to who to choose for such a game, when you need a very good presser, someone who has high work rate, obviously we will go for Mason Mount ahead of Cunha. And Cunha traveled, similar to Casemiro. They need more time to rest. Yeah, so later in his press conference, Amorim hinted that Sané Lamens could be in line to start again. Sané Lamens might get his second game for United, and I would prefer Sané Lamens to play because he did show some maturity in his goalkeeping. He did show that actually he's a guy we can rely on. He's commanding the box, and he made good saves. Honestly, for example, the one-on-one, he made a very, very good save when the game was coming to an end. So Sané Lamens might start. So Amorim hinted that he could be in line to start again. Let me just bring back the screen. The Belgian goalkeeper impressed on his debut versus Sunderland and recorded a first top-flight clean sheet of the campaign. United are bidding for a first win at Anfield since January 2016. And you remember that's the game where Wayne Rooney scored a winner. So we haven't had a good outing at Anfield. You remember that we got 7-0 defeat at Anfield. And Anfield is always a difficult place to go. The atmosphere is crazy. The home fans make a lot of noise. They back their team. And this is a fixture that will be difficult. Remember that Liverpool have lost the last three consecutive games. Similar to when United, from the international break went to Etihad, were playing City and got beaten 3-0. So it might be a similar case. Also, United would want to put in a good performance because Liverpool have not been performing well. Even the wins they've had, they've been quite shaky wins. Some of them are because PGMOL have given them more extra time than anyone expected. They've been getting narrow wins, last-minute winners, extra time or added time winners. So this will be a very, very interesting match to watch, a difficult match, because we don't know which team will turn up, to be honest. We don't know whether the team that played versus Sunderland will be the same and they'll have different mentalities, different personalities, performances. We don't know. So right now we are in a moment of being hopeful. I've seen a lot of fans online saying that United will beat Liverpool, or they are predicting a win. They have that feeling that United will beat Liverpool. But from my experience, and I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, we've seen that a lot of the times when we expect United to win, they don't. When you expect United to lose, they lose. When you expect United to draw, they either win or lose. For example, the Sunderland game, a lot of guys were saying United will be beaten by Sunderland based on the form that Sunderland were on, and then United went on to dominate the game. We expected United to beat City because we thought City losing their previous 2 games will be a precursor, or it will be easy for United to go there and get a win. And of course, United have always had a good outing at Etihad. Poor performance, got beaten 3-0, could have been 5-6-0. So we don't know what to expect at Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think United will beat Liverpool? I'll give you my prediction in the prediction section. So that's the team news. Now when we come to the Liverpool news, is Alisson Becker will be unavailable on Sunday. That is Arne Slot said in his pre-match press conference on Friday morning that Alisson Becker is not available because he got injured in the Galatasaray game. Liverpool could call upon Ibrahima Konate, and Ryan Gravenberch, despite their injury concerns. So Gravenberch is completely fit. That is now Arne Slot saying, although we still have to train twice. But if you ask me now, he's completely fit. Also, he said that Konate has come back to us, started the sessions again, and is expected to train with us today. So Giovanni Leoni, who was signed just recently, is still sidelined. At least Liverpool seem to have everyone fit. Isak did not have a good international break. I think missing the pre-season has really affected him. He's not having a really good time at the moment. And we hope that continues in the United game. One player though I'm worried about is Ekitike. Ekitike is a wild card player. He's been quite good for Liverpool. But now since Isak came in, and him now sometimes being on the bench seems like to have affected his game. But he always has something on his sleeve. And if our defenders fall asleep or lose concentration, then Ekitike will completely obliterate us. He will dismantle our defense. Liverpool right now are playing quite high intensity football. We need to match their pace, or at least make sure they don't dominate in midfield. Where I have an issue with Amorim's setup at the moment and the players he has is in the center of the park. So that's why I would appreciate, or I hope that Mason Mount start. I love Cunha. I think he's much better than Mount. But when it comes to such kind of games, I will definitely go with Mason Mount. Now, before we go for the predicted lineups, let me go through some of the comments. Kingsley, you're saying, honestly, I don't understand how Dalot is still a United player. Same here, brother. Same here. Same here. Similar to Luke Shaw. Although, I'm sure in this game he will play. The predicted lineup, I went with it with the mind of Amorim. There are players who are still playing at the club who shouldn't be here. Like Luke Shaw shouldn't be playing for the club. Dalot as well. It seems Amorim likes him, or is it the Portuguese links and favoritism? Who knows? But it seems to be the case. Papa, good to see you again. Welcome back. Sauti merudi chini mzee. Is my volume low? My volume is low. Let's see. Why is my volume low? Let me check the mics. Letting me know. Seems to be low on TikTok, but on other platforms seems to be okay. Let me just check why the volume is low on TikTok. This does happen sometimes. Interesting. Okay, let me try to put the mic closer to or get closer to the mic. I hope that's okay, Sasa. I hope that's okay. Yeah. Cold Kingsley, you're saying the pundits are not happy, the owners are not thinking of sacking Amorim. True. And also let me know whether my volume is now better. I think, yeah, because Dylan is saying uko sawa, so just let me know. I'm scooching over to the mic now. But thanks for letting me know. I've increased the volume a bit also on TikTok. But on YouTube, I'm seeing the volume levels are okay. The volume levels are good. And YouTube, we're also on YouTube, Kick, Facebook, TikTok. So it's multi-streaming. In case you can't see the graphics well on TikTok, feel free to jump onto YouTube. Tatupata huko, you'll get us there. Mazraoui akona injury. Yeah, he's recovering from one. Ben K, good to see you. He's recovering from injury. He's remember that he had an injury during preseason. He came back, played a game or two, and then the injury came back. He also didn't look quite fit. He struggled a bit in the last game he played. So, yeah, Mazraoui, I wouldn't say that he's injured. I would say that he's recovering from an injury, although it's more or less the same. Or does it mean injury, he's not training? Coming back, he might be training. Yeah, so the reports I saw online, based on my research, is that he's recovering from an injury. So, yeah, we can say he's injured. Semantics, English. English came with sheep. So, yeah, Mazraoui ako unfit, but not for long. That is true. Kingsley, let's see. Ahmad performance was good. Yes, he was. For some reason, I don't enjoy international games. I don't know whether you guys are the same like me. I don't seem to enjoy international games. Game ni kesho. I thought the Liverpool game is on Sunday. Let me confirm. The game is tomorrow. No, the game is on Sunday. Ben, the game is on Sunday. Sunday, 19th October, 6:30 p.m. Or probably you are ahead of time. You might be in the eastern part of the world, so already you are in uko Saturday wewe. Because I think the game is on Sunday, and today is Friday. Yeah. I like the way you are just saying raw facts, not deluded info. Thank you for the compliment. I try to be objective as much as possible. A lot of guys don't like me because I try to be objective, but I don't like to tap into emotion. I like to wear the other person's shoe and think from their perspective, as well as much as sometimes I get emotional, especially during the watch alongs. I do get emotional. I might say something I don't like, but I always backtrack. The guys who've been with us or with me on the lives know. So thanks a lot, Cold Kingsley. Thanks a lot. That's obviously Lamens will start. It's no doubt. I hope so, Kingsley. I hope so. Amorim is a crazy one. Honestly, he is. But one thing we have to appreciate about Amorim is how he has brought in Šeško. He has brought in Lamens. He did not want to throw them to the thick of it. He did not want to throw them to the deep edge. He started slow, giving Šeško a few minutes here and there, and then eventually he's now starting games. So right now we are sure Šeško will start all games. Lamens the same. He signed the last day of the season. Everyone is expecting him to start, including myself, because we were frustrated of Bayandia, and we didn't have a good keeper. So I like it. And Lamens, based on what he showed versus Sunderland, he's ready. And if you watched the training videos posted this week and today, Lamens is looking good. He's saving with his feet. One thing I'll say, I mentioned that in my other life, or some while back, I used to coach field hockey. And I still do for young kids. You can look at how a player positions themselves, how a player, the player's posture, let's say the way they are standing, the way they are looking at the ball, the position they are taking, and that can tell you whether a player is good or not. You look at the training videos, you look at how Lamen's, the posture, how Lamen's posture is, compare it with Bayandia's, you can see a very huge difference. For example, in the training videos, I saw that Lamen's was going lower as the striker was approaching goal. Bayandia instead was leaning forward. It's like he's bending. And if he's bending, it means he can't save with his feet. Lamens was going lower and he was making saves with his feet. You look at also David De Gea. He was going low and he was making saves with his feet. You also look at Onana, his posture. Most of the time he was going too low. That's why he was getting chipped or he was falling over with a dummy. So when you look at a player and his posture, you look at even off-field players or infield players, sorry. You look at how they are handling the ball, how they are receiving the ball. For example, you look at Sheshko, how he receives the ball. You compare him to Hoyland. You see those are two different players. So a player, how a player handles the ball can really tell you the class he is, whether he's a good player, whether he's not. You look at Mbumo, you look at Ahmad, how they receive the ball, the close control. Close control is how close is the ball to your feet. You look at Messi, he has very good close control. You look at Ronaldo, very good close control. You look at Mbappe, not necessarily that. Mbappe is a player who plays with space. He does not have, ideally, he does not have good close control. But you look at the way he gets the first touch and creates space for himself, that already tells you he's a class player. So whenever you're watching football, whenever you're watching those reels, TikToks, highlights of players that the club want to sign, check at how they are receiving the ball, how they are handling the ball, how they are dribbling, how their body posture is. That will tell you whether they are a class player or not. From now on, don't look at whether they are scoring goals, whether they are assisting. No. You have to go to that higher level where you actually analyze the player and say, this player has some intelligence. For example, if it's a pass, let's say we want to sign Wharton, we want to sign Baleba, we want to sign Anderson. You look at, yes, they are tackling, but what is the end product of that tackle? Are they just tackling like Ugarte and that's it? Or are they tackling and then they are giving a good pass? Or are they tackling and trying to create space? You look at Mason Mount, he's a very good player because he runs hard and when he tackles, he creates spaces. He either passes towards someone who's close. Most of the time, he passes to someone who is close and then he makes a run to create space. And that's why you see there is a huge difference when Mason Mount plays and when Cunha plays. Cunha, when he gets the ball, he's more of a dribbler. He likes taking on people. He likes attacking the space, beating the person and going. You look at also Anthony. Anthony used to struggle because he beats the man and recycles the play. Basically, he rounds the person, goes back to the same person. You look at Cunha, he beats the person and goes towards space. So from now on, don't look at the highlights of whether a player is scoring or not, or whether they are pinging 30-yard balls. Also look at how are they receiving the ball, how are they handling the ball whenever they have it under pressure. Like Baleba is really good at close control under pressure, similar to Kobe Mainu. Kobe Mainu is class because he can handle the ball very well under pressure. Yeah, so sorry I digressed a bit. But I just wanted to have that out. So a couple of comments before we go to my predicted lineup. Cows and goats. Good to see you. Good to see you. Long time. Just don't want to see Bruno as an 8. Unfortunately, that is the case. That is the case. It is what it is. We now need to change the wish from we don't want Bruno as an 8 to we hope that Bruno will play well as an 8. And he had an interview with Sky Sports and he said he doesn't mind playing deeper. He does not prefer it, but he doesn't mind playing deeper. And that's the sort of attitude you want to get from United fans. We don't want to have that sort of Garnacho player, Rashford player, Anthony player who are told, I need you to play in a certain position. They say no. They start causing a fuss. No. I would rather have a player like Bruno who's told you are going to play defense and he will play. because he loves the club, he wants the team to perform. So we also need to change our perspective from, as much as a player is not performing well in a certain position, we need to appreciate and acknowledge that they are willing to play in other positions. Dylan Marsh, a massive respect to you. You've given us 100 plus likes on TikTok. United will win for a fact. I hope so. I hope so. For me, I'll tell you my prediction when we get the prediction. Keep Coril, welcome on board. Welcome to the UKG squad. Welcome to the UKG family. Feel at home. And I'm seeing you have the Kenyan and US flag. So let me know. Are you watching from the US or are you watching from Kenya? We have guys who watch from Indonesia, Singapore, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa. Yeah, we invite everyone because United is a massive club, a global club. So let me go through some of the comments, 2 or 3. Then we go through my predicted lineup. So let me prepare the graphics. Dylan Marsh, unasema no uko sawa. I think it's in relation to the audio. As you see, I'm scooching over to try and make sure the audio on TikTok is okay. But on other platforms, I think it's okay. Guys on YouTube, let me know, is my audio okay? Manchester United will be sold or not? I don't think it's happening, to be honest. As they say, where there is smoke, there is fire. But when you see the major journalists not saying anything about it, have a lot of question marks, to be honest. Have a lot of question marks. When you see the likes of Fabrizio, you see the likes of Ornstein, Lowry Whitwell, when you see them not saying anything, I'd say wait, don't get excited. Personally, I'm not excited. I'm not. I started getting excited, but now I'm not. Until I see the major news channels, including Sky Sports, BBC, The Athletic, although The Athletic nowadays are becoming a joke since they were bought by New York Times, they're becoming a joke. When you see the major journalists jump onto the story, then start getting excited. Otherwise, for now, just treat it as speculation. Treat it as speculation. Because also, I'm sure Ineos wouldn't be happy about the news. So one thing that can be a sign that the club will be sold or not, let's see how the January transfer window is. Because if Ineos don't invest in the January transfer window, then that will tell you the club will be sold. Because why put in money for something that will be sold in a few weeks or months? Yeah, so my predicted lineup is as follows. And guys, feel free to judge. Listen and judge. Listen and give your opinions as well. So this is my predicted lineup. So I went with the lineup that I thought Amorim would go with, not the lineup I would like to see. So I just want to make that clear. It's not the lineup I would like to see. It's the lineup I think Amorim would go for. And I believe now we've grown enough. We can start having competitions like who gets the most players in a predicted lineup, and we have giveaways. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We have a competition for the closest predicted lineup and also prediction, the score. So I went with Lamens in goal, Lenioro, De Ligt, Shaw. I think he will go for those 3 because of the high work rate. Luke Shaw, I think he will still go with Luke Shaw because we look at the back 3. Unless he goes with Maguire at the center, Yoro on the left, De Ligt on the right. Those are the 2 options I thought of. But since he's been playing Shaw all games, so I think he will go with Luke Shaw, De Ligt and Yoro. The wing-backs have gone with Ahmad and Dalot. Based on the City game, based on the Sunderland game, I think he will go with Diogo Dalot. I don't think he will trust Dogu in that game. Ahmad, I think he will go with Ahmad because of the relationship he's building with Mbumo and the fact that Kakes is not having a good game on the left side. So that's my thought. I'm thinking that's the way Amorim is thinking or the coaching staff is thinking. Midfield, I'll go for this usual Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. I hope that Casemiro will be fit enough because traveling and playing for Brazil in an international break, and we have a big game coming up. I hope he's fit. Of course, I've mentioned about Mount. I believe Amorim will trust Mount when it comes to the pressing, the high work rate, and also Mbumo because of his creativity, high work rate, as well as he can provide us with something. Nowadays he's the key person for set pieces. We've seen him taking free kicks, corners. Yeah, so we might go for that. Sheshko, of course, right now is our key striker. And I believe in this game, we might be able to see the likes of Joshua Zirkzee coming in, Kobe coming in. Kobe always has a good game versus Liverpool. So if he starts, I wouldn't be shocked because Kobe always has a good game versus Liverpool. So that's my predicted lineup. Before I go through the other comments, let me see what predicted lineup you had. I hope I won't lose the comments because there are many. There are many comments. DJ Darkest Night, you're saying, evening, my brothers, I'm new, but I'm a United fan from London. Welcome. Karibu sana. Welcome. Karibu. In Swahili, we say karibu. I hope you know Swahili. I don't know whether you are a Kenyan or you're a guy from UK, but let me just say karibu. Welcome. Feel at home. We enjoy having new squad members, new UKG family members. We are a Kenyan fan channel, but we appreciate everyone who's joining from everywhere from the world. So yeah, welcome. And guys, the usuals who are usually with us, let's welcome DJ Darkest Night. Yeah, that's massive. Welcome to the squad. Of course, we have another one, Clinton Denda, who has joined us or followed on TikTok. Welcome. Feel at home. Anthony, you've given the UKG platform or UKG stream 100 plus likes on TikTok. Yeah. Hi, bro. I've just arrived. Karibu sana. Welcome. And we have a new member from London, a new squad member from London. Welcome. Paul Gadi, you are saying thanks UKG for existing and for consistently taking your time to talk on all things United. We are glad to have you. Thanks, man. Paul, thanks. You guys also keep me going. Before we finish, remind me to give you a brief history of UKG. I think I mentioned it in one of the chats, but remind me to give you a brief history of UKG, how it started and till now. Yeah. Ahmad Mbumo on fire for their countries. I'm hoping they can bring that form to Liverpool on Sunday. I hope so too. Honestly, I do. There is that exciting feeling in me that we will beat Liverpool, but when I put on the realism hat and shoes, I'm like, knowing United recently, whenever we expect them to win, they don't win. Whenever we expect them to lose, they don't lose. When you expect a draw, it's either a loss or a win. So, I'll give examples. When we went to the Arsenal game, all of us believed we would beat Arsenal off of preseason performances. Arsenal beat us. We went to Fulham, had a very good first half. Even before that, we knew we are going to bounce back versus Fulham. We are going to win. We drew. Went to Grimsby. Everyone knew United is going to beat Grimsby like 5-0. Got eliminated. The bad feeling came on, the negativity came on. We went to Burnley. Everyone was expecting Amorim and United to lose. We won. Went to City thinking City are down. City have been wounded. They are not playing good games. They have a lot of injuries, including myself. I was in that bandwagon. We lost 3-0, badly, 3-0. Then came Sunderland. Everyone knew now this is it. Amorim is getting sacked because Sunderland will win. Sunderland are in the top 4. Beat Sunderland comfortably. So we don't know what to expect in the Liverpool game. So DJ, I am with you. I hope those two, including Sheshko, give us a very good game. Let me see. Agree, but Mount needs to stay fit, man. I do also believe that. I believe Mount is a player that will be played, let's say in the Liverpool game, when we are going to play against smaller teams, with all due respect. Mount will start on the bench. I'm not a Baliba anymore. Anderson for me now. Well, don't give up on Baleba. Don't. Don't. In the last stream on Tuesday, I mentioned and I gave an example of. Sorry, guys. I tell you, I'm poor at remembering names. I am always poor at this. This PSG player who won the Ballon d'Or. Why do I keep forgetting names, man? This is embarrassing. I think I need to be having a board where I write the names. When he was at Barcelona, he was always injured. Dembele, there you go. Anthony, thanks. Sorry, guys, that's my weakness. Now you know my weakness. Dembele was always injured at Barca. Look at him now. So never rule out a player. Never rule out a player. Let's see. Wayne, hello. Hello to you. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Back three, Shaw, De Ligt, Euro. Yeah, that's my prediction. What's your prediction, DJ? Let me know. Let me see. Your audio is good. Yeah, my audio is good on Facebook, Kick, and YouTube. But guys on TikTok were saying that I'm not audible. But it seems now that I am. Yeah. Lamens, of course. Yeah, there you go. Kingsley, you are saying I think Ahmad will be dropped for Dalot. I also think so. To be honest, I have that feeling that Ahmad will be dropped for Dalot and then Dogu plays on the left. But I would like to have Ahmad and Mbumo on that side because Kakez is not having a good time. And whoever plays on the Liverpool's left side usually cuts in. So they leave a lot of space on the left side. They leave a lot of space on that side, which Ahmad and Mbumo can capitalize on. So Dalot, I keep saying, although someone told me that I tell my followers and fans or our followers and fans to be positive. So they told me not to say that again. But I told you guys, for me, I think Dalot has the lowest IQ of any United player I've ever watched, to be honest. Some of the decisions he makes are like, no. And I hope that's not abusive, or if it is, I apologize. I always advocate for positivity, but if that's the case, I apologize. Let's see. Bro, read my chat. I have read your chats. It's just that I have a lot of chats coming through. Sorry for that. Let's see. I'd switch out Dalot for Dogu. I agree with you. Personally, I would. But now we know Amorim. When you're saying you don't think Ahmad will start, there is a possibility, considering that he didn't train with the team. There is a possibility for that. Let's see. Yes, Dogu for Dalot. Yeah, that's okay. Apart from Dalot. Yeah, so it seems that a lot of you guys are predicting Dogu to start ahead of Dalot. Anthony, you're saying you're in Hamburg. Nice. Yeah. And guys, I keep telling you I don't have jerseys. Look at my jersey. It's peeling off. That tells you that this jersey, I got it as a gift long time ago. It's peeling off. So I keep asking you, where do I get good jerseys locally? Because all jerseys I get are like this. You do a wash, it peels off. Like, I haven't worn this jersey for long. Practically, if you look at it, look at even the... I need to get a good jersey, man. Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't mind being judged. As long as it's a United jersey, whether it's ripped or it's coming off, I don't mind. So let me know, where can I get a good jersey locally? Especially because this might be a redemption game for Van Dijk. True. Van Dijk has been a lot in the memes of late. Yeah. One or two. Let me search for the predictions. Let me see. DJ, you like say you like that shirt. I also like it. It's just that it's, as you see, it's peeling off. You also look at this side, everything is gone, but I like it. And the reason why I bought it is because of Paul Pogba. When the kit was revealed or unveiled, I liked it. I saw Paul Pogba with it. I said I have to get one, but someone gifted it to me. So all my Man United jerseys are like this. Locally, it's difficult to get an original jersey. So if you guys know where I can get one or where I can ship from, there's a time I shipped a jersey, the one I had on Tuesday, the black and blue. I shipped it straight from the United shop, Manchester United shop, but it was very expensive because when it came in, I bought it. I remember I bought it for around, was it £40? That was exclusive tax, and then the import, I had to pay 30% import duty. The shipping was expensive. So yeah, if you know if there's a way for me to get an original jersey, please do. Now for my prediction, before we go to the last part of the show, my prediction, I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Also, let me know your predictions. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Yeah, the jerseys are not cheap. True. Well worn but well loved. True. Yeah, the jerseys are not cheap. Cold Kingsley, you are saying you're going for 2-1 United, so there is no clean sheet there. But a win is a win. I don't care whether we win against 10 men. You know, there are these guys who are coining this negative narrative that United are only beating relegated sides. They're only beating teams that are 10. We don't care, honestly. Personally, I don't care. Whether they were playing 7 or 11, we don't care. It's not us who paid the referee to give them a red card. Honestly, I don't. And the same guys who are saying we are beating promoted sides or sides that are going to be relegated, we laugh at us when they beat us. So pick a side. You want us to not to win, you want us not to lose. So, of course, whether we beat them or we don't care whether they are relegation sides or promoted sides, a win is a win. Like right now, who's coming back to say that we beat Chelsea with 10 men? We got the 3 points. Chelsea don't even care whether it was 10 men or... We were also 10 versus 10. Why didn't they beat us? Why? So, 1-0 to United, an ugly game. I'm sure there will be a red card. The referee, I don't like the referee. I don't want to mention names in case I get censored again. You remember last week we got censored. I don't know why we got censored. But let me say, the referee, I don't like him. And I don't like the fact that he's being given United games back to back. Liverpool United games. No. I won't mention the names. But we all know him. It can't be that he's given the same fixture every other time. No. But surely Amorim must try for a win. Wayne, I agree with you. He always tries for a win, but he always tries to win in the right way. Many a times we've seen coaches in the past, Ten Hag, Jose, Ole, they try to win games, but eventually in the long run, in the long term, it's not sustainable. There is a video that's making rounds on X. I'm not sure whether you guys have watched it. It's the farewell video of Amorim when he was leaving Sporting. You clearly see how emotional he is. That tells you that whenever you see his quotes, he's an emotional guy. He will say as it is. So you need to understand his background. The Portuguese people are emotional. You've also seen Bruno, he's emotional. So when Amorim was saying his farewell, his goodbyes, he was emotional. The team was also very emotional. Literally, some players were crying that the coach is leaving. When they were interviewed, they said they did not expect him to leave and they respect him. So you look at Amorim, he's more than a coach. He has good man management. We might not agree with some of the things he's done, let's say with Garnacho, Rashford, but you look at the overall good he's done for the club. Right now, we don't have team leaks. We don't have guys going to post cryptic messages on social media. When you look at the Sporting players and fans crying that Amorim is leaving, and then some of our fans and players are saying he is not him, then that shows you it's this this sort of thing where we want quick short-term success. I posted a comment, I replied to a comment on our TikTok page, and I said that we want instant coffee results, and then when in the long term we want to get sustained results, we start saying let's change the manager. And I said even brewed coffee is sweeter than instant coffee. Personally, I love coffee. I love drinking coffee. Every day I have to take at least 2-3 cups of coffee. And if you take the instant coffee quickly, hot water, sugar or sweetener, yeah, you will get that cup of coffee. But when you go, let's say, to Java, or you go to Art Cafe or any other cafeteria, and you say, give me brewed coffee, give me house coffee, a cappuccino, an espresso, it's sweeter than the instant coffee. And you look at those coffees, I used the example of chapati the last time. Now I'll use the example of coffee. Brewed coffee takes time. You have to grind the beans, do the filtering, wait for the mug, the coffee mug to fill up so that you get that cup, or the cup to fill up so that you get that cup, and you enjoy that coffee. It's not an easy process. Instant coffee, you just pop open the container, you you get a cup or a spoonful or two, you put in sugar, hot water, you're done. But do you really enjoy that cup of coffee compared to the brewed one? Yeah, so it's similar. Yeah, he has to find a way to win. Of course, he is trying, but he is trying the right way. It's similar. He wants to have that cup of coffee, but he wants the coffee to smell nice. He wants the coffee to taste nice, and he wants everyone who's drinking that coffee to enjoy that cup of coffee. So we want a rebuild. At the same time, we want it to happen fast. We can't. Even City, with their unlimited funds back then, they took a couple of years before they started winning the title. Liverpool themselves, the team you are seeing right now, the team we saw the last 2-3 seasons, did not happen overnight. The Arsenal team did not happen overnight. So are we that patient to actually wait for that brewed cup of coffee so that we enjoy it? Or do we want to win now, and then in 2-3 games, or after 6 months, we are back to where we were? So personally, I'm willing to go through that pain, but in the long run, we start winning matches. Yeah. Oliver Glasner is the name. Yeah, he's a good coach, but for me, I would say, let's give Amorim all the right tools. Let's give Amorim the right tools, then we judge him. Because even if Oliver Glasner comes to the club right now, he will still need the same tools that Amorim needs. And I mentioned last time, it's like you're giving an F1 driver a station wagon and asking them to win the F1 series. They can't. However much of a good driver they are, or you're giving them a very expensive tractor and asking them to race in the F1, or you're giving a MotoGP rider a scooter and asking them to win the series. It can't happen. So let Amorim be given the right players, the right environment, the right tools. Then we judge him. Right now we are too quick to judge because we want that dopamine high of winning matches, and we are tired of the negativity. We are tired of the banter. We are tired of that. Yes, it's painful. I am with you, but we don't have the right tools. We know we have an issue in midfield. We know we have issues with our wing backs. We've sorted out our attacking areas, not fully yet, because Sheshko needs backing. He needs a backup. We had issues with the goalkeepers. Right now we've gotten one good one. We still need one or two more. We had an issue with our defense. We've sorted that out. We have good options in defense. Our midfield is not good. So once we give Amorim the right tools, then let's judge. Let's say that you've been given everything, like Arne Slot right now. If Arne Slot loses points in the next 7 matches, then it's valid to say that he's not the right man. Yeah, because he's been given £500 to spend, which he spent. And look at the performances. For example, if he loses versus United, then Amorim shouldn't be under pressure. It should be Arne Slot. Anthony, you say I go for 1-1 draw. Now we've got in the section where I just read your comments. In case you have a question, please do. I don't know whether I'll be kicked out of TikTok because I had set the live to go 1 hour. I'll try to see whether it will allow me to extend time. But in case we are kicked out of TikTok, please jump onto the YouTube channel. We'll continue from there. Yeah, you go for a 1-1 draw, Anthony. DJ, you're saying, can you get a red card in Kenya? Oh, YouTube, maybe, lol. Yeah, last week we got censored. Honestly, we lost access to all our accounts. We lost access to YouTube. We lost access to Gmail. Basically, Google had blocked the account. For some reason, also TikTok, we couldn't get in because I'm the kind of person who says sign in via Google. I had not set up a password or a username or all that. Then now I tried signing in with the app, the way the TikTok app usually says, scan this QR code to log in. I still couldn't because it was asking me to put in the password. So we had lost all access. I couldn't get into the Facebook page. So it was a huge struggle that week. So yeah, we do get censored in Kenya as well. I don't know whether it was me playing a video like the way I've displayed the graphics or the article. I don't know whether I played a video and then someone reported it for copyright. I don't know whether it's someone who reported the account. I'm not sure. The only place I had access to was X or Twitter. That's the only place I had access to. So yeah, we do get censored. Let's see. Yeah, Wayne, thanks for dropping 100 plus likes on TikTok. Kingsley, you're saying his silent ruthlessness amazes me. Yeah, we need such kind of a manager. We do. Let the likes of Rashford go to Barcelona and start speaking nonsense. But as long as they're not putting on a shirt with this badge. Oh, sorry, this badge. I don't care. Like right now, we've even forgotten about Garnacho. Let them go. Anthony, I agree with you. He's handling his players well, but I don't think he's a good enough coach match-wise. I would say yes and no. Yes, in terms of he needs to have some adaptability. He needs to have a way of having a plan B and plan C. And we saw it versus Sunderland. He did display versus Sunderland that he can change a bit of his system and we win. No, in terms of it's a different league, it's a different setup. He's not being supported the way he expected. For example, we know that he had requested to get all the signings in before the preseason. He didn't get that. We lost 6-7 players. We didn't replace them straight away. So as I said, let's give him time. But at the same time, Amorim needs to have the guts to drop, let's say, Bruno. If Bruno is not performing, drop him. If Mbeumo is not performing, drop him. It's not. He has this tendency of dropping young players, punishing young players, but he does not punish the senior players. So if he can change that aspect in his management, I'm up for it. If Ugarte is not good enough, how is it that an Amorim problem? One, it can be his problem if he continues playing him and he's not good. Two, it can be an Amorim problem if he's asked whether he needs to be sold and he says no. But I agree with you in the aspect that if a player does not perform, it's not the coach's problem. But now it becomes the coach's problem where if he keeps playing a player who is underperforming. And Amorim has already shown his ruthlessness in terms of dropping players that are not performing. Agree, it's the smell of freshly brewed coffee that gets me. Exactly. And it takes time, DJ. I know you agree with me, DJ Dark as Night. I'm sure you agree with me. It takes time. It's not an easy fix of I need coffee, I need right now. You just pop up the can, put in 1 or 2 teaspoons full, and then put in sugar or the sweetener and have it. No, it takes time. And we all know instant coffee does not smell as nice. Yeah. Amorim will succeed because just look at his signings, true. And also Ineos are very smart in terms of their signings. You see the players they are signing, they are for now and the future. and most of them are for the future. You look at Dogu, Yoro, you look at Dabo, who's close to signing. You look at Orozco, who we've just signed. You look at the academy players that is now starting to integrate with the first team. So we are starting to sort out that aspect. Yeah. It normally goes around in 20-year periods, sadly. Yeah. It's that there is usually that curve. Host, what can I call you? Your name? I'm Simon. My name is Simon. That's my name. If you want to know my full name, is Simon Mwangi. That's my full name. And in case you're interested in finding me on X, I'm Simoninski. But on X, the platform is United Qua Ground, UTD Qua Ground. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he's right. The voice of reason, man. True. It's gonna take time. It will. And we better get strapped. A rebuild is never easy. If you own a business and you want to rebuild your shop, you want to renovate your shop so that it becomes modern, you have the LED lights, you have the neon signs, you have a nice counter, you have good POS machines. It will take money, it will take pain, it will take time. You'll have to dismantle everything that you had built before and start all over again. It's not easy. You cannot renovate your business within a day or two. You'll have to close your business for like 2 weeks and you'll make losses. You won't sell to your customers. It takes time. Slot is surfing on Klopp's bow wave. Yeah, I mentioned in the last live that Klopp won the league last season. It's not Arne Slot. Arne Slot just made a few tweaks here and there, but you look at that team last season, it was Klopp's team. Number 2, City did not have a good season. Chelsea did not have a good season. Arsenal were a bit erratic, up and down a bit. So Liverpool didn't get a title race. But I believe if they did, if Arsenal were consistent enough, I don't believe Liverpool could have won that league. If the TikTok live ends, can't you start it back immediately? Yeah, I can start it, but it's continuing. I haven't gotten a notification that it will end soon. Sometimes it brings up a pop-up that I have to re-authenticate. I don't know what TikTok does to their systems. There is a time we actually went offline. I think I'm online, but we are offline. Yeah. Two-tier authentication is a bloody nightmare. True. Let me give you a bit of a story. Yeah, and I remember I was to give you a background of how UKG started. There is a time I lost my phone. So I went to the shop, bought a new one, downloaded the Authenticator app, thinking that with the Google Authenticator, you can sign in and it saves your codes. So when you get a new phone, you can just sign in with your Google account and you get your codes back. So apparently with the previous one, I had not signed in. I thought I had, but I hadn't. So I lost all my codes. And it includes work stuff, personal stuff. So it was a nightmare starting to contact those companies like, hey, I need to reset my two-factor code. The first question they were asking, do you have backup codes? Then I was like, oh, you mean those things are important like that? Because whenever I saw a backup code, I was like, I don't need this. So I don't save them. But since I got that experience, whenever I see something to do with two-factor and backup codes, I definitely have them. Yeah, so two-tier or two-factor authentication is a nightmare. My day job is in IT, so you can imagine if an IT guy is not able to handle authentication. Yeah. DJ, you're also saying you don't do social media anymore. As a DJ, it can be deadly. I only watch and comment with YouTube these days. I agree with you. There's a lot of, especially nowadays, there's a lot of racism online. I posted something on X. Was it on Wednesday? I got a really, really bad DM. In fact, I deleted it because I didn't want to have it. I didn't want to screenshot it to remember it. I got racially abused by someone. And the funny thing is, they had an African flag. I won't mention the country, but they had an African flag on their profile, as well as the profile picture was of an African man. So I looked at it and I was like, why are you racially abusing me? You're African like me. We all support United. Why don't we agree to disagree? If your opinions are contrary to mine, or if my opinions are contrary to yours, why do you have to be a racist? Or do you want to endear yourself to other racists? So I agree with you, DJ Darkas, that the online has become a dark place. I think guys are taking out their frustrations online. Guys are having a tough time. They're having a rough life. And the only way to vent is online via an avatar, via a fake name, and they just come online to show how prejudiced they are. One thing I don't understand is this, and I've seen it a couple of times on X. You post something, someone looks at your profile, they say you're from Kenya, or if you're from outside the UK, they say that you are not a true United fan. So you're wondering, like, okay, then why say that? And number two, the same people say that Manchester United is the biggest club in the world. So how can it become the biggest club in the world if the fans are only from the UK, or the UK fans or the England fans or guys from Manchester are the only fans that support the club? So yeah, DJ, I agree with you. Sometimes you just have to get offline. I don't post a lot on my social media, personal pages as well, because I realized, especially now in Kenya with the political instability, also the tribalism has become too much. And for my mental health, I said I won't be watching the local news. I won't be going on Twitter to see anything to do with Kenya. So mostly I'm on the UKG page. And the UKG page I've also filtered so that I don't see a lot of the local news, because there's a lot of tribalism in the country, especially since Wednesday, after the passing of one of our Kenyan legends, that is Honorable Raila Odinga. There has been a lot of tribalism between the two major tribes in the country. And I'm wondering, we are supposed to be celebrating this man who did a lot for the country, but now we are fighting because we belong to another tribe. When we were born, when you guys were born, when I was born, I didn't choose the skin color. I didn't choose the family I was getting born into. So that's that. Let's go on for a few minutes, then we end the live. Manchester United, you are biased on who to criticize. I don't think I understand that comment. But if you're speaking in terms of the bias that is journalists showing against United, yeah, of course. Right now, if you post anything negative about United, you'll get the clicks, you'll get the views. For example, at UKG, we started in June this year. And when I started this channel, I started it from the angle of, I want to have an objective platform. I want to have a non-toxic platform. I want to attract fellow fans who are tired of the negativity. If I wanted this page to have like 1,000 subscribers right now we are on 106. I haven't checked whether it has updated. If I wanted to have 1,000 plus and to get money with super chats, to get money with memberships, I will just have chosen to be negative. But how can I be negative about something I love? It's like you're in a relationship with your wife and you're constantly abusing your wife, or you're in a relationship with your husband, you're constantly abusing your husband. You have children, you're constantly negative towards your children. It doesn't make sense, honestly. If you say you love United, how can you be negative about United? How? Kevin Winks, Kevin has been with us since day one. It's always good to see you. Connie, thanks for joining the UKG squad. You are saying 3-4-3 formation isn't working. I wouldn't say the formation isn't working. I would say the system isn't working, because Crystal Palace are using the same formation, 3-4-3. You look at how City have set up, how Liverpool have set up, to some degree how Arsenal set up in certain games. When you look at the moments of play, you look at how when they are dominating, they are playing 3 centre backs. So Amorim's execution, that is the system. There is a difference between the formation and the system. The formation is the framework. It's like a blueprint. The system is the execution of the formation. So how Amorim is executing his 3-4-3 is the issue. And of course, he does not have the right players to execute the 3-4-3 in the right way. So Connie, I would say, Conrad, I would say, the formation is not the problem, the system is the issue. For me, if only Amorim would play our players in the best positions. He can, but unfortunately, he does not have all the right players. So let's assume he plays Bruno at number 10, one of the 10s. Who plays with Kobe or Casemiro? Because Casemiro and Kobe are slow in midfield. Kobe is more of a box-to-box midfielder or an attacking midfielder than a central midfielder. So yeah, he can play the players in the right positions, but the issue is, who do we sacrifice and who do we replace Bruno with in midfield, for example? So that's my issue. And you look at Amorim's system, the wing-backs are more of wingers than full-backs. They are more of attackers than defenders. That's how the Amorim system works. You look at how he set up at Sporting, the wing-backs like Giovanni Kenda, they are wingers. They are not really defenders. Yeah, Simon, that's my name. In case you're just joining and you don't know my name, that's my name. I'm Simon. 3-4-3 formation isn't working. That's a small team aren't scared of Manchester United. It's more of a mentality issue. It's like when you have a school bully or you have someone who bullies you, and then one day you find that they have a weakness. You will always exploit that weakness. They are still the same bully, but you have something psychologically over them. You have a psychological win over them. So the fact that United have been mentally fragile, psychologically fragile for long, teams take advantage of that. And you saw Sunderland came with a mentality like Brentford had, and they were shocked because they found a different mentality. They found that the team was up for the fight. So you can be beating up your bully, and then one day he wakes up, he's like, no, I'm the bully here. I'm the bully here, so I'm going to bully you. So that's the case. It's Conrad, it's a mentality issue. This team has played 4-2-3-1, has played 4-4-2 Diamond, has played 4-3-3, and all of those formations we've lost to smaller teams. So it's a mentality issue. It's not really a formation issue. Hope Martinez will feature even if it's 20 minutes, not now. Martinez is coming back earliest next month, November or December. Martinez won't play very soon. He hasn't trained with the team, and he recently started training on grass. So exit 16, good to see you, but I don't think Martinez will play. I think the earliest you can see him is late November, December there. I don't see him coming back. Anthony, you are saying X is a huge cesspool full of them. There is no regulation on there. Yeah, Elon Musk came, sorted out a few issues in terms of speech, but it's getting worse and worse and worse. So he needs to sort that out. Nowadays, you see even people posting photos of war zones, of dead bodies and gore stuff. And one thing I'm really, really disappointed with in terms of X is pornography is now everywhere. You scroll one or two posts, one or two videos, you start seeing pornography. I don't know how the algorithm works, to be honest. Yeah. So in a public, I'm sure I might get censored for saying that word, but a public forum should not have pornography, to be honest, because we have kids on X. I have a 14-year-old son. And don't guess my age. I have a 14-year-old son. He's online. I don't want him to be on social media and then he starts seeing porn stuff. But anyway, back to United. Kevin, you're saying sometime I differ with Amorim's selection, but I fully support him to be our coach for many years. And that's the objectivity I've been speaking about. You can disagree with an idea. You can disagree with what Amorim is doing. I do as well. For example, I disagree with him constantly selecting Luke Shaw and Dalot. But as a fan, I can only give my opinion and that's it. I don't need to go overboard with abuse and all that. So, yeah, that's objectivity there. Simon, sad you had to listen to that BS. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Thanks for the support. Actually, I had a lot of guys. After I posted that, I had one of my friends telling me that, hey, come on, you're one of the guys who has the toughest skin. You have a hard skin and a tough skin. But I told him, seeing a fellow African being racist is something I didn't expect. Let's see. A lot of hate going around these days. Yeah. God bless you, Simon. God bless you as well. Thank you. And I saw a comment about Christian. Let's see. Why did I pass that? Anthony, you're saying I'm a Christian, but I despise Dalot. He's not good enough for us. I'm a Christian as well. And that's why I try as much as possible not to curse. Sometimes I get myself to that position where I want to use those curse words. But I agree with you. Yeah. A draw, but hoping for an ugly 1-0 win. That's a good prediction. The last few minutes before we end the live, in case you have a question you want to ask, please ask. Can we talk about United? Kingsley, sorry, I had digressed a bit when I was talking about social media, but now we are back on track. Connie, this is a Man United fan channel. Lol. What did he say? What did he say? I can't find the chat. Yeah. But we do also discuss about other teams. I'm a football fan. I'm a United fan. I also like discussing about that team. There's a time we had an Arsenal fan coming on, a Chelsea fan, and we enjoyed. Let's see. Is Sekou Kone still injured? Yes, I think so. Let me just be honest. I haven't heard much about Sekou Kone. I think there's a time I saw him in a mask. I saw a photo of him in a mask and a United shirt. So I wasn't sure whether it was AI generated or it was something that actually had happened. Sorry. So Anthony, sorry, I haven't heard anything about Sekou Kone, but that injury was serious because it's a fracture to the skull. So yeah, as Wayne is saying, yes, so probably it is. Kingsley, you are saying it's not the system, it's the players, brother. It's both. In terms of, once again, I keep forgetting to come with my iPad to show how we are being exploited. I would like you to go, Kingsley, I'd like you to go and review or rewatch the Sunderland game. There were a couple of times when Sunderland had 4 to 5 players in the center and United only had 2. So that tells you, number one, it's a system issue. Our midfield most of the time gets exposed. We have more of a 2-to-1 kind of setup where we have, or 1-to-2, we have 2 defenders versus 1 of our players every other time. So as much as we need the players too, also Amorim needs to sort out that aspect where we usually get overloaded in midfield. So he needs to either drop one of the number 10s to come into midfield so that it's a midfield 3, and then we have the wing backs closing in a bit to be able to have that ball in a pocket. But most of the time, and I saw it a couple of times in the Sunderland game, and it was apparent, there are times that Bruno and Casemiro are overloaded with like 3, 4, 5 players. So that's a system issue. The other thing is players. I agree with you, players. We do need the right players. For example, Bruno is not a natural CM. He's more of a CM, and he's one of the best attacking midfielders in the world. So Casemiro is also past it. He can't run consistently for more than 60 minutes. That's why you see he's more often the guy who gets subbed in the midfield. Yeah. Casemiro and Kobe in midfield, it can work if both of them have the pace to cover ground. Unfortunately, they don't. Thwaites and Collier, yeah, that could work. I don't know why we sent Collier out on loan, or United sent Collier out on loan. I get guys asking me why I say we. So Collier would have been a good option in midfield, but yet again, if Kobe is not getting game time, how would Collier have gotten game time? Or probably they sent Collier out on loan because they thought they would get a midfield. I remember in the last days of the transfer window, the Baleba news were quite concrete. So my thinking is Collier went out on loan because they were thinking of getting Baleba, and it didn't happen. Bruno up top, if he doesn't perform, we have depth and replace with Cunha and Mount. Wayne, I agree with you 100%. The question is, how would our fans react? Right now, you see the reaction we have about Kobe. Now you drop Bruno. Will the fan base like it? So, as I said, we can make our opinions, but at the end of the day is the coach. So if the coach decides to drop Bruno or Cunha or Kobe, are we trusting the coach to do that? Or are we going to have an uproar if he drops Bruno? But for me, I'm supporting the decision the coach makes in terms of if you are not performing, you get dropped. School bully. Mentality issue. Let's see. Simon, thank you so much for answering the deep questions. Yeah, you're welcome. It's not all about United per se. We also have a relationship. We also have a chat. Yeah. Let's see. The midfield leagues, even now, we should try academy kids. I said that a few weeks ago. I said I would rather lose with 23 academy kids who are giving their all than lose with 23 mercenaries. I would rather have 11 kids on the pitch who fight for everything. Look at Barcelona. They trusted the academy, and right now a bulk of them are playing like... once again, I start forgetting names. Anyway, we need to trust our academy. Kevin, you're saying what happened? Nimepotea na mengi amenipita. Not a lot. You haven't missed a lot. We're just having a chat, reading your comments. So I'm just reading the comments and reacting before. We still have 5 minutes. So I've decided to extend the show by around 30 minutes. We should stop caring about seniors and try people like Thwaites. Yeah, we should. Absolutely. For example, Chido now needs to be on the bench as Sheshko's backup. Great channel. Will you put up times when you are online so we can set our watches by it? Yes, DJ, we go live from Friday to Tuesday at 9 p.m. Kenyan time. So I think if you're in London, then that should be 2 hours behind us. So I think it should be 7 p.m. your time. So we go live Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I rest on Wednesdays and Thursdays because, of course, I need to spend time with family as well as catch up with some other personal stuff I do. Once I'm done with the personal stuff, then I'll be going live quite frequently. I'll be going live during the day, early in the night, late in the night. So, but for now, we go live Friday to Tuesday, 9 p.m. And we do watch-alongs as well. So, for example, in the Liverpool game, we'll have a watch-along. So you are invited. Yeah, you are invited. And yeah, keep the notifications on YouTube so that in case we post a video there, in case we go live, you get to be notified. You want Amorim to stay, but he will never switch up his formation. So what can we do? He said it from the word go, Anthony. He did say it. He said since day one, he's not going to change. And I remember one of the quotes from that time is, we can change, start winning matches, and then go back to where we were, or we can keep doing the right things, keep things constant, and eventually things pick up. So he said it since day one. I'm not going to change. And I remember also recently he said, change the man because he won't change. I think he also mentioned the Pope. He said that even if you send the Pope, he won't be convinced to change. So he said it since day one. So if you're getting someone who won't change, then give him the right tools. I keep mentioning there are two ways a coach builds up a team. Two ways. Way number one is he has a set philosophy. He looks for players that will fit his philosophy. The likes of Pep Guardiola, the likes of Klopp, the likes of Arteta. They have a set way of playing. So they look for players that will match that philosophy. Way number two is they look at the players they have and then they build a philosophy, a tactic, a formation based on the abilities and the talents of those players, basically exploiting those players. So Amorim is number one, but now we want him to change to be number two. Ten Hag was coach number one. He came to United, changed to be coach number two, didn't work out. Arne Slot right now is trying to change his philosophy, his formation, but it's not working out. Why? Because he didn't do it early on. Yeah, so you look at Ancelotti. Ancelotti is the coach who looks at the players he has and sets a philosophy based on the players he has available. Yeah, so Amorim did say it since day one. Last few comments. Amorim is xenophobic. He just won't drop Bruno and Dalot. Let me just say allegedly, because I also have the same feeling. DJ, I also have the same feeling because he's not punishing them for poor performances. And you look at players like Lenioro. Lenioro had just one bad game and he hasn't played since. He only played versus, I think, Sunderland. So he needs to be that bold. He keeps saying we need to be bold, we need to be brave. But when it comes to that point, he switches up. Thanks for answering. Yeah. So Friday to Tuesday, we go live 9 p.m. Kenyan time. So I think if you're in the UK, it should be 7 p.m. I don't know whether daylight saving has changed. And we do watch alongs. So I hope to see you for the watch along on Sunday. Wayne, if the team performs, there will be no uproar. True. Football is a result-oriented game. It's a result-oriented genre or market. So if we win, no one will care who played. The only reason United board fell in love with Amorim was his 5-1 demolition in Lisbon. True. As well as look at the way he worked. He worked with a minimal budget. He was able to root out the negativity in the club. There's a time the Sporting Ultras went to the training pitch and they chased away the players. And all players, including Bruno, cancelled their contracts. And Amorim was able to steady the ship. He was given the support from Sporting Lisbon. And look at that team. So has he received the same level of support at United for us to actually judge? So I believe the reason as to why Berrada wanted him is because he did show that he can actually build a successful squad. And we have to also acknowledge that there were rumors that City wanted him to replace Pep. So if you take Amorim to a club like City, a club that will give him all the tools he needs, would we have started to regret why we didn't go for Amorim? Or take Amorim to Liverpool. Of course, they had interviewed him but didn't take him because of his system and the players they had at that time. But if he can go to a club where they will give him the resources and the support, he will succeed. Yeah. Lastly, as we end the show, the formation will never work. He needs to play 4-3-3. He's too stubborn. Again, number one, number two. One coach has a set philosophy, wants the players to fit the philosophy. Option two is the coach who looks at the players he has, sets a philosophy and a formation based on the players he has. Amorim said it from day one. He won't change. So why are we complaining? And he already said he won't change. So, in my opinion, save yourself from the hurt, save yourself from the pain, Save yourself from the frustration, and just to know Amorim will never change. He will never ever change. Yeah. Thanks, Simon. Have peace and love with the family. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It's time for me to say goodnight to you guys, and thanks for everyone who's joined today, like DJ Darkest Night. Thanks. And yeah, can I get your music on YouTube? Can I get your music? Probably I'll listen to them. Tomorrow I'm traveling. I'm going to spend time with my mom and my old folks. I haven't seen them quite a bit, so I'm traveling tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to get back in time and go live. Yeah. Cold Kingsley as well, you've been with us. Anthony as well, who's listening from abroad, joined abroad. Arnold, sorry I didn't read your comment. You're saying 7-Up. Okay, I don't know what that refers to. But if you're a Liverpool fan and you're saying about the 7-0, good banter. Yeah, so thanks for everyone who has joined today. Thanks for everyone who has participated in the chat section, for liking the stream, sharing the stream, the positivity, the good vibes. You're saying, no, I will send you something later. No worries. Yeah, thanks for everyone who's been with us, for liking the channel, for sharing the stream. Also, make sure you head on over to YouTube. You give us that like. You also subscribe to the channel. We have some other offline videos we post there, so you make sure you see them. So until tomorrow, hopefully, see you then. If not tomorrow, make sure you are with us for the watch along. We'll do a watch along versus Liverpool. So cheers, guys, and bye-bye.